This is a mic check. Hi casuals, welcome to the final episode of Stories of the Realm, at least for this expansion. Today, we're in Ultima 4, the final area, the edge of the universe, and all of that. This is actually the one I've been looking forward to doing the most out of all of them, so this will be fun. We will be talking at the end of the stream about what I plan to do with the channel going forward, because obviously this was the first series of me returning back to streaming after a quite a long hiatus, to be fair. I will be doing it all in one go. I have looked at the amount of quests there are. I don't believe that there's a need for a break, so what I might do is do it all in one go, have a break, and then we'll talk about the stream. I might run around doing some triple triad or maybe doing some extra stuff. But this is it, this is the final stream, so thank you everyone who's been along for the journey, and anyone watching on YouTube, thank you, I hope you enjoyed the series. we're just going to get right into it as we always do. So I've got mount music off, I've got battle music off, but you are stuck with this song on repeat for the whole stream, so deal with that. But I love the song. So oh, we also have a new redeem for your posture check if you want to make sure that I sit properly, because I know I'm very bad at not doing that. So I'm currently sat properly, so you don't need it now. If you see me start to slump, do it. Right. Traveller, thy coming have stirred a longing in me. I just need to actually make sure my sound is coming through, because otherwise I'm an idiot. There we go, sorry about that. Traveller, thy coming have stirred a longing in me. From where I lie I behold naught but a desolate waste, but perhaps life doth persist beyond my ken. The smallest of creatures, or a single budding blossom. It may remain ever beyond my reach, for these wounds of mine heal not with time. Yet I would know of them. I would know if any cause for hope lingereth still upon our star. I also remember that I need to turn this down, because otherwise I'm going to be yelling over it. So apologies for that. Alright, let's move on. We're going to do this one last, because that is a quest line. I already went ahead and checked that, because I was like, oh, there's only one there. Maybe I should do that first. And then there wasn't. It was a quest line. And I was like, we'll leave it till last. I always like doing a quest line last, and that is a quest line. So there is a quest line in the area I'm currently in, but it doesn't matter if we do this one first, so long as there's one last, is the point I'm making. I'm in my paladin today because I wanted to use this glam for this area. The land is barren as far as I can see. No life is to be found here. As always, I've got a really bad nose, so I apologise for any sniffling, any hiding, or any of me taking my nasal inhaler. Dost thou return with glad tidings? Flowers, a joyous sight. Are there more whence these came? Didst thou find a thriving forest, a resplendent field? Right, these are all sort of it. 'Tis as I feared. To see it now, canst thou even imagine how our star once teemed with life? How it flourished beneath golden sun and a trio of moons, stars shining like gemstones in the night. My brethren and I loved naught more than to soar amidst the cloud of green, teaching our eager hatchlings the delights of the hunt. These flowers once grew upon the mountain tops there, high among the clouds. So small did they seem to us, their fruit better suited to feeding our star's tiniest creatures, we rarely paid a single blossom any mind. Yet together, vibrant with the turn of the seasons, they were breathtaking, what that I could return to appreciate the sight as we should have then. I had nearly forgotten what this world once was, though it may never be so again. Thou hast my gratitude for returning to me these precious memories. Quest line. I sense the power of one of my kin upon thee, that of a great worm long departed from our star. Thou has his gaze falleth not upon thee now. Though his gaze falleth not upon thee now. Midgardsmere, then that is the name by which thy kind know him. Long ago he left us, fleeing our home with his children. From thy presence I surmise that his decision was the right one. Some yet wish they had chosen the same path, though such regrets avail them naught. Nevertheless, tales of thy star may divert them from their anguish for a time. Seek those who would hear thee in Rea Tara, and unto the vitrified isle, tiny mortal. The great worm that did take leave of the star. Yes, I remember him well. Are there many such tiny creatures on the star whence he fled? Many of all shapes and sizes. The nice star too knoweth war. Differences lead only to conflict. No matter how far thou venturest, thou cannot flee from this truth. No more could I. This fate was inevitable. It must have been. Over here. started to fall again. Give me a second. Thou hailest from the start to which our brother fled, then tell me, doth thy home boast resplendent vistas as ours once did? Has vast blue seas stretching far unto the horizon, it has wondrous islands that float among the clouds. Ah, thou, I shall never again soar through the clouds, perchance I may bask in the splendour of such isles when next I slumber. I'm assuming I said thou, not thou, and I'm an idiot. Well, he just popped out of existence, didn't he? Yep. Yep. I love this area. Honestly, it's probably one of my favourite areas in the game. I just love the space design. Ooh, wind sounds. Dost thou wonder who lieth beneath this veil of ash? "'Twas with this worm at my side that I looked to the skies and saw thy Midgardsormr departing for the great expanse. The machines were already upon us. He called to us, those of us who still lived, and begged us to follow him, that we might find another star and start anew. Alas, most branded him a coward who let the fire to defend his home. When he left, 'twas with but his own eggs. The mightiest of the machines gave chase as he fled. To many of my kin's jeering approval, the coward had proven useful, they said. However, some few did wish to follow him. Midgardsormr was wiser and more formidable than most, this they believed. They knew he would forge a better fate than awaited us here. Would that they had not been halted by the ferocity of the machine's onslaught in the end. Thou hast my gratitude for coming so far to meet mine old friend. Thy tale means more to us than thou shalt ever know. Return with me now to Rea Otara. Thou art doubtless eager to away from this ill-favoured place." I like that Dragon Star played there. Dragon Star? Dragon Song. That is a nice little touch. How am I fucking lowering again? Jesus Christ, can I just stay in one place on a camera for just one stream? I don't even feel like I'm hunching over, like, I just seem to notably getting more hunched and hunched as I go along. God knows why. Right. Thou hast rendered solace unto us when we had naught but sorrow. I thank thee, Shulk Libertus. Oh, well, we didn't have a quest line. Okay. Seemed like it would have been a quest line. Tiny traveller, thou hast traversed the great expanse to stand before me. I ask thee, on thy journey didst thou find strength? None here have been spared the torment of loss, yet even tragedy cometh not in equal measure. Nay, of all my kin, the brood-sires feel it most deeply, eggs crushed before their eyes, hatchlings twisted beyond recognition. They cannot be blamed for turning into madness. One I would have you slay, for mine own power sufficeth not to end her suffering. She yet wandereth restless near the ash-choked lake, though naught but poison is to be found there now. Is that where I just was? Quite literally, yes. I'm getting a piece of artwork currently for Shulk, and I've been allowed the background, and the background I've asked for is like the purple of the sky in Ultima Fall, because it's just so fucking pretty. It's just such a great area in general. I wish we could go to like these places as well, like that would have been really cool. some more, and then confetti off for the finish. That looks cool. Yeah, the weapons I'm using, by the way, are the Pajali weapons. I thought that they went quite well with the whole appearance of the ancients, so I could go with like a an Aether kind of style. I remember back in Stormblood when you did the Omega raid, I really wanted to see Dragonstar. Hey Sandy! Is the sound alright in that lot? Thy countenance speaketh volumes, I thank thee. The metal demon struck without warning, beautiful and pitiless as falling stars. We fought, yes, yet for all our savagery we failed to protect the young. What few survived emerged from their eggs disfigured and screaming. Would that fate had taken a different course, we might have welcomed them to this world together, and guided them onto a brilliant future. Midgardsamir's children live on. So the young have found their place elsewhere, our kind shall live on. I am gladdened to hear not all was in vain. May thy path lead thee true, traveller. Ere the mechanical menace descended, the spring before thee was clear as the purest glass, now behold the vile blight upon it. Should we do nothing, naught shall remain save poison and black ash. Alas, my roar no longer rings loud enough to cleanse these waters, and my kin here fare little better. Yet at times I hearken unto a faraway call, strong and resounding. Though I know not whence it cometh, wouldst thou seek its source, that our wellspring might be saved? I am good, Slandy, and how are you? I really need to bring my laptop closer so that I can not stretch my neck as badly. I'm assuming it's this. I would not fain waste mine energies on thy lost cause, morsel. Begone with thee ere thou findest thyself betwixt my teeth. Then, apologies, I was unaware I was addressing a dragonet. Dost thou wish to be devoured? With my perilous roar shall I demonstrate the futility of thy pursuit, and savour the despair upon thy countenance when thou art forced to admit defeat. Get thee astride my back, I cannot abide watching thy stunted limbs struggle. If it's actually changed the water, that would be cool. The water ripples slightly, but you are unable to detect any significant changes. Now dost thou ken my wisdom? We may attempt another angle, shouldst thou thirst for greater despair. Spring appears slightly clearer for the moment, but you are unable to detect any significant changes. I admit thy defeat, this spring shall never again regain its lost splendour. Though if thy tale be true, thou art not the only fool in need of this lesson. Let us speak with that old worm. Mayhap 'twas too much to ask, but these waters would run clear once more. Thou shouldst know such dreams are folly. To live is one matter, but to hope is not so futile as thou wouldst believe. Hearken closely, I drank of a spring not moments ago. Though the difference be slight, it tasteth less brackish than before. Thine actions were not wasted. Thou sought to restore it to its crystalline state. Thy aspirations have failed, in sooth. However, I suppose 'tis proof enough that my roar still possesseth great power, despite the darkness that consumeth me. In that sense, perhaps thou art correct that some good resulted from mine efforts and thine morsel. expecting more words to come there. For any change, no matter how small, I am grateful. To recall the taste of pure water once more, and to know that we yet have the power to fight our decline. Others shall doubtless be heartened. Keep thine ears open, for one day thou may hearken unto a chorus of dragon roars. I would really like if at some point in the future, not like next expansion or the expansion after, like give it some time, but I'd really like if like what we did in Ultima Thule paid off, and we actually got like other races from the skies. That would be really cool. Like the dragons reborn. Come closer, little one. I must ask thee, did a pitiful dragonet meet its end at thy hand? Yes. Though I cannot find it in my heart to thank thee, nor shall I admonish thee. The young one would have suffered every living moment, as do we all, though some torments are more easily borne. If thou wouldst prevent further needless suffering, pray seek my shelled kin at the shallow lake. He hath wallowed overlong in hatred beyond healing. Defeat the father of armoured dragons. I'm assuming it's these ones. I'm struggling to breathe, give me a second. And I'm going to need a drink. Let's do this. And then, boom. Look at him dying. And one more. And then the big finisher. I love that. Is it insulting to ride a mecha dragon in front of all the dragons? I feel like it's a little insulting. So it is done, I heard his dying cry. His bloodline was the strongest of the armoured ones, possessed of carapaces like unto stone. Yet even they were not impervious to the metal fiend's onslaught. It took but one to raise their nest. Even now its terrible form doth linger in my mind, the four jaws that ravened beneath its shroud of steel. And to the few who escaped the carnage, life has gifted naught but despair. They yearn for vengeance, though our enemy has long since quit this place. As thou hast witnessed, they now turn all too quickly to indiscriminate violence. Alas, it only feedeth the fires of their guilt, never doth it quell them. Nay, I fear that only death hath that power. Much depresso espresso right here. Hark, the grinding and shuddering of steel bodies, the metal that cometh. Thou hearest naught? Mayhaps thy species have not the sensitivity, yet the machines come nevertheless. Seek a vantage from which even thou mayest witness their dread approach, then hearken unto my words and flee. Lots of scouting locations. I wonder if we'll actually fight a metalith around here. No one but dragons here, forsooth. This make you wonder, would this one day be like the fate of Earth? Like our seas looking like oil and then, you know, just cracked dead lands. No flora or fauna, just this. No one but dragons here, forsooth. And then like gas lakes and shit. Certainly be interesting. obviously like different circumstances and all, but like this is certainly a curious thought. Let me guess, knowing here but dragons, forsooth! What a surprise. And once more, nothing but dragons, forsooth. We got my favourite place next to Aya. Thou art returned. What didst thou can? Naught but dragons, verily? Perhaps thou speakest in sooth. That mechanical cacophony plagueth me without cease, though I swear it is clearer now than it hath ever been. Should this be naught but mine own fears, returned fiercer with each coming, I know not how to quit myself of them. Find strength in your comrades and together overcome your fears. You must embrace your fear to truly understand it. Let's go with that. Thou art strong. Would that my kin had sought what thou hast found. Though there may yet be time, naught can alter history's course, but the future awaiteth still. I thank thee for thine insight, courageous one. Oh, bye, dude. You're just gonna float there, or you're gonna fly away? He's gonna fly away. Thou canst leave this place. Find my child in my stead, I beg thee. She doubtless wants for her mother's warmth, but my kin permit me not to quit this nest. They feign contrition, but but if they truly pitied me, they would allow me to seek my child. Thou must go and assure me of her safety. I sense it's probably not going to be a happy ending. It seems to be the general consensus of shit here. The dragonling stares unblinking across the desolate landscape, eyes glassy enough that you cannot be certain she even remains among the living. No, that one gives me a headache. The rule is I take the first mount unless it's that mount, because that mount can go fuck itself. This cannot be. Thou must have given her a dreadful fright for her to freeze so, though she have never been fond of strangers. 'Tis clearer than ever that I must see her myself, if only I could be freed from the watchful eyes of my consort. Not moments ago did I feel his gaze upon me, once so loving, yet now so bitterly cold. Now how he doth patronise me. Mine eyes bespeak curiosity. My consort was much the same in times past, ever desiring to know more, a pity he changed so. Nevertheless, he would surely divulge much if thou wert to speak with him, thou needest only seek the last pleasant countenance here. Which one? This one up here? No. Over here. Verily was my beloved consort, but she is lost to me now. Thou sought her progeny, didst thou not? Then thou knowest as well as I. That draggling was stripped of all she was by the machines. I recall the battle, the burst of heat and light, her smouldering form. I know not what occurred then, but when I returned to myself, she was there, neither dead nor truly alive, as if imprisoned in her final moments by some cruel deity, and so she hath remained ever since. When she found us, my consort broke somewhere deep within. She seeth naught beyond her child, though I do not imagine she seeth her true. And now she hath gone, thou knowest whence, 'twas inevitable. back towards the child. Are we gonna fix it? Ah. The mother be here. And dead by the looks of it. My dear, I shall love unto the end of time. Dot dot dot. Dragon speaks no more. Her mother's consort should be informed of what has happened here. Wow, that was certainly something. Let me get, I want to see this. Mother lies still, never to awake again. Yep, thought so. God damn, these quests are... Like, I know that's the point of this area, but Jesus Christ. Could you get, like, more depressing? Tis strange, though no stranger than the rest, perhaps. Thou couldst not change their fates, yet in learning our tale, thou hast come to share my burden, and theirs as well. I thank thee. I never always like that these cutscenes for just like a couple of sentences. Just to like scale up on the fucking depresso fucking sun right up there. And he just disappeared, okay. There's a wanderer, hast thou the courage to ken what awaits beyond this oasis? My kin, twisted body and soul, or turned to ash, all long since rotted underneath. Wilt thou venture amidst these horrors, to see if our brother yet stands? Nay, hath he moved from his place of mourning, ere his consort was thus entombed. Would that I could bring him the solace of a gentle touch, but I dare not seek him now. Shouldst thou wish it, then thou shalt know him by the pallor of the forsaken. You're almost done here. The dragon, like so many others, is mired in his own grief. You may draw his attention if you pet him gently, as Cole Allen suggested. Thy gentle caress, like unto the warmth of more joyous times. Thou art not of my kind, why hast thou come? So, he has not yet forgotten me, I pity him. At times I wonder if my love doth pity me in return, all of us unchanging, unable to be reborn. Yet if naught else remains of us, we have memory. Thus do I remain beside my beloved, through 1,000 quiet moments, forever. There is a better way to honour your love, weave a song. Thou believest I need not languish in silence? Perhaps thou art correct. My beloved was generous, noble, and took much joy in our skies. None is more deserving of a proud melody. I have not the strength to weave it in this moment. Perhaps in time I thank thee for guiding me aright. Very dark stories. Very dark. How far of my kin? I see, thou art wiser than thou knowest, for our brothers was once renowned for his verse. It would be an honour and a joy to hear his voice raised in song again. Perhaps when next he return, thou shalt hear it as well. And that's the dragons done. Now we move on to the Aya, which are up here. Ui. I'm interested in these quests because I like the Aya. Little cubit looking motherfuckers. This really is probably going to be one of our shorter streams. We have that many left. Not that many. Greetings, unfamiliar life form. Being that you bear a corporeal form as surely as I, as you can see, do not. Perhaps you might offer me a way out of my predicament. You see, I have been attempting to fashion a vessel that may house our weary souls. Sadly, with no model to work from, I am ashamed to admit my experiments have failed, and rather spectacularly at that. You may have noticed the byproducts of my failed labours, as they now wander aimlessly and pathetically about these environs. I intended to clean up this mess myself, but the task might prove difficult for a formless being such as myself. Might you put the pitiful creatures out of their misery in my stead? I thank you, curious one. If you might also retrieve for me their internal cause in the process, I dare say it would be of great benefit to me in the future experiments. In any event, I eagerly await word of your inevitable success. Luminons. Is that these? There's these. One, 2, 3, 4, and then the grand finale. 1. Will he reach all of them? Will I get to finish the whole combo? Yeah, baby! Well, do the unwitting products of my labours suffer no more? And have you brought back their calls to me? If so, do return them to me. Yes, these are without a doubt the cause form the doleful hearts of my kind. While I am disheartened to see my efforts end this way, I can only learn what I can from my failures. But my future experimentations might give rise to a satisfactory vessel. In any event, it has been quite some time since we have encountered any entities of such a modicum of intelligence as you seem to possess. I dare say our conversations have provided us with a sliver of stimulation that has eluded us for ages. I am grateful for your assistance in more ways than one. I do hope the day will come when we can one day meet each other. Ah, how might you say it, in the flesh. The Aya are cool. Ah, look at those rosy cheeks and that sharp silhouette. While our own decision to discard our corporeal forms was of course an enlightened one at the time, I must confess that there are some times when I think fondly back on the days when I too was a tangible being. Oh, what I would not give to don proper fleshly raiments once more before I pass into the void. To that end I have been exploring the possibilities of inhabiting another physical form, but I fear there was a rub, for you see I cannot for the life of me recall what my true form once was. I blame it on the execrable and excruciating flow of time. Alas, I doubt I could even manipulate a body now if I wanted to. Mayhap you might indulge me with a serviceable demonstration. Your elongated appendages greatly contrast with our current gaseous composition, but I wonder if your general sense of mobility was similar to that of our original physical presences. So let us see to it then. Humour me with a display of sheer joy. I find it funny that I can speak these better than I can speak the ones that was the dragons. Intriguing! You discharge a great sound from your phonatory appendage and make these rather sluggish, suggestive gestures. Quite different from how we express delight with subtle telepathy. Now, I would like to replicate the movements in preparation for the next time I meet an innocent and amicable traveller like yourself. Allow me to try. In the process, I may gain some insight as to whether our erstwhile bodies once moved in a similar manner. It seems I cannot fully mimic the vocalizations you produce, nor can I garner enough momentum against the air to move my body as quickly. Let me try a different approach. I feel as though I had a comparable frame, especially those tentacle-esque appendages dangling from your sides. What did you call them again? Hands, was it? Anyhow, I'm curious as to the degree of velocity you can generate with said appendages. Should you be agreeable, I would like you to swing those hands with great speed and strike me with as much force as you can muster. Slap. My word, the impact of that strike was so considerable that I felt it to the very depths of my soul. I can only hope there was no feelings of genuine hatred or indignation behind it. But alas, it is of no use. Even your most energetic motions seem insufficient to jog my memory. Perhaps our physical frames were not so analogous after all. If that is the case, I would make one more request of you. You have ventured to many different places and met many different life forms, have you not? Among the many creatures you have met, is there not one that possessed a similar form to that which you might surmise we once did? There is a tribe of beasts who are viscous to the touch and squeak when they move. The Namazu. Fascinating, if a bit difficult to picture. Mayhap you could hold an image of them in your mind's eye for me. I shall read it and attempt a metamorphosis. Is he going to turn into a Namazu? Well, they are somewhat rotund and with ocular faculties of a comparable size. Allow me to perform a locomotive experiment with this body shape. Very well, and first, a gesture of joy, then a vivacious slap to the face. Oh dear. I see that the clammy appendages beside this creature's phonatory apparatus are distinct from the hands that you possess, and somehow I feel the urge to utilize them despite their absence. So we now just randomly have a Namazu in space. Not what I thought would happen at the end of that quest, I can assure you of that. Given that my immediate synaptic responses are misaligned, it would seem that the erstwhile forms of Wheat Aya are, unfortunately, rather dismissal from your Piscean friends. I apologise for the needless detour. How bothersome it is to be unable to assimilate with the frame of another creature for lack of memory. It would seem that regaining our physical forms will be even more challenging a task than we originally suspected. While today's experiment has ended in failure, I appreciate the stimulation you have provided me. Take this as compensation for your efforts. Yes, the mind is a fickle thing. I only hope that I will recall what I once looked like while I still possess my mental faculties. How many quests left? 6. Fleshy one, come hither. I have a task of some import I would entrust to you. Worry not, it should be well within your capacities. You see, I wish to summon back one of my fellow Aya who lingers at the gate to the beyond. To what end they wait there, I do not know. What I do know is that if they do not return to us, their spirit will eventually unravel, leaving them nothing but a wandering entity like those on the outside. And so I would ask you to summon them back to our abode before they are consigned to such a fate. Can you do this for me? Leave it to me. I am much obliged. Simply make for the gate and call out to my friend. Might I suggest a variant of the traditional air beckoning? Allow me to demonstrate. Ahem. Goo. Hey, thank you for the hydrate and posture check. I apologize for not, Where's my hydrate? Here's my hydrate. And thank you for the posture check, Sandy. There you go, lot. My running companion is arriving soon. Alright, Sandy, thank you for the lurk. And yeah, they do look like they could be nobody's grim aspect. I agree with that. Oh, I have to move my camera now because I've sat up. Oh, there we go. Sorry if I was a little late on the hydrate and the posture check. They don't alert me when that happens. Alright, I have to... No, it's lowercase, so coo. Is that beckoning I hear? The timbre of your cooing sounded rather dull. Anyhow, if it is I you seek, you will find me to the north of where you stand. Yeah, I can definitely see how you think of them as nobody's grim. Are you the one who summoned me? No wonder your voice sounded so strange with that fleshy body of yours. I have not seen your kind before. Might you have come here from afar? Look at that view right there, look. I see, then you must feel very privileged to have stumbled upon us. This gate here serves as the ingress to our bastion of enlightenment. All who come from afar to seek such knowledge must pass through. I had stood here for so long expecting a visitor. Perhaps it is you for whom I have waited. I could see myself ready to greet someone from another world. But why do you come to us now, in this moment, and why from the village, not toward? Oh, did they now? What is an unexpected development? In any event, I was waiting for someone, and that someone has come. There is no need to wait further. Let Georgia be assured that I shall return anon. I'd like to know where the other half of this gate is, unless this is the gate. Yeah, I love this area, Grim. Like, from visuals like this, or that, or that, or that, or even if you look up, like, the area is gorgeous and the music is fantastic. When you come here in the story, it's not like this at first. It's like really eerie, and then it switches to being just this song that you're hearing now, but without the lyrics, so it's just an instrumental. And then as the story continues, it kicks in to be this version. I am pleased to inform you that our friend has returned, and our debates are more amusing for it. It seems I was wise to enlist the help of an outsider. As you may be aware, this settlement was originally conceived as a place where we might explore and one day solve the mysteries of our universe. Many Aya made the pilgrimage here to contribute to this great cause. Oh, how little we knew. As such, it is not uncommon for someone to wait at the gates for a guest. Tradition, really. However, my friend, for whatever their reasons, waited overly long. So long that their spirit remembers the act itself, but they have no memory of who they wish to meet there. Now that you have come for them, they feel that they have fulfilled what they set out to do. They have been set free from the lingering thoughts that bound them. At any rate, I am grateful to you for returning my friend to our ranks. Here I would offer this as a small token of thanks. Yeah, because I like the music so much here, Grim, I actually turned off mount music and battle music. Furthermore, I am relieved you were able to make the beckoning call in the right tone. If you had queued instead of cooed, it would have been an equivalent to telling them that their mind was as empty as a hollow crater, and I doubt they would have been amused. Yeah, this is probably my favourite area, hands down. I was looking most forward to doing this as well, because the basis of a lot of the lore, minus the Aya who I'm doing now, the other two people who are here are the Omicrons and the Dragons, and obviously a lot of their lore was set up back in Stormblood, so this was like brilliant for me. Still no response. I wonder if they have already scattered to the wind. That would be ever so unfortunate, you see. My, what a large cranial dome you have. Ow. And impeccable timing. My esteemed colleague often holds council at their home here, but they have not emerged in quite some time. Perhaps you could pay a visit and see what their trouble may be. Attuning to the home. Ugh, leave me alone, there's nothing left. The anguished groans of Aya are resonating in your head. Tell the anxious Aya you were able to find the remnants of their friend's thoughts. I see, if they meant to melodramatically evanesce into the abyss in the comfort of their own homes, then I ought to respect their wishes. And yet I feel the need to be selfish and keep them here to confabulate further on such views. Yes, I shall talk them out of it. For that I shall need your help once more. Large-headed but wholly capable stranger, could you fetch me a neurological sinew from another one? You should find them wandering about the wellspring of regret. Can't wait to get here myself or something. Yeah, this... A lot of the people who complain about Endwalker complain about it because of this area and Malamentorum, because, and Elpis, because they're like, oh well, it's not in the real world, and it's like, I love it. I think this is great. But maybe that's me just shilling again. But personally, I think this is easily... I wouldn't even say that this is just my favourite area in Endwalker. I would say this is my favourite area in the game, overall. I love it here. Sometimes if I'm bored, I literally just come and stand here to look about. That's how much I love this area. Trying to readjust myself because of the posture check from earlier. Yeah, I don't understand what's wrong with people either. But it is no use. The walls of our humble abode are far too thick for my telepathy to penetrate. Did you bring me the sinew? Perfect. This zigzagging fibrous cord is exactly what I need to amplify my empathy. These do extinguish quickly, but it should be enough for me to rile my friend with some provocative Persephage. A moment, please. I love this race as well, the Aya. I really hope that these are one of the beast tribes. I just find them so interesting. You get a minion of these as one of the fate rewards in this area. And I was like, yeah, boy. My mind still smarts. Your worn-out drape was bad enough, but did you have to shock me as well? I had entirely forgotten that, despite coming from a dumb beast, the neurological sinew from the other one would still transmit its last jolting thought. The killing blow, you dealt it. Working with nobodies. Well, they quite literally have no bodies. These are classed as non-corporeal. I forget what the word for that is. But they're basically not classed as real bodies, like physical. Yes, well, it was enough to traumatize me back onto this plane. That much is certain. I think I should take a stroll around the plaza to rid myself of that unpleasant sensation. Good day. Yeah, the big thing about them when you first get here is... I won't spoil too much, but essentially they have no bodies, is what I'm trying to say. And they want bodies to do what they wanted to do, but they can't get bodies. My friend always was a bit melodramatic in their conduct, but I do believe I will have to keep a closer eye on them from now on. Aside from their close call with the dispersion, they are showing other signs that they are losing their faculties. We have a friendship that spans millennia. They can stand to wait a bit longer until the void takes us all. It would be dreadfully boring without their curt, fatalistic commentary. That being said, I shall make for the plaza as well. If they somehow manage to careen towards the elutration tank, I shall be very irritated. Oh, I do very much appreciate your assistance. I do not have much to offer, but I hope this shall suffice. Thank you for saving my friend's life. Yeah, I'll take black. Can never have too much black. Three more quests here, and then one quest down there. Just nod, yeah. Words cannot express my gratitude to you, traveller, as it is thanks to you that I now remember the wonderfully unpleasant pangs of hunger. It is truly a blessing. And since you are here, allow me to ask you a question. Have you perhaps come across an Aya at the very edge of the land, gazing vacantly into the great beyond? I would like them to join me for dinner, if I may trouble you to ask. Man, stream elements annoys me so much sometimes. I understand the necessity of it being in our streams. It helps us, like, be like, yo, look, we have a Discord. Yo, look, we have a YouTube. Yo, look, you can follow the channel. But sometimes it's like, would you stop messaging? I think other people are messaging me. Always the beacon of emotion with the wall, yeah. Sorry, I should say. Yes? What do you want of me, stranger? Food? What is this food you speak? Oh, yes, I do believe I am beginning to remember. Victuals, sustenance. That said, your unusual appearance suggests to me that our concepts of what constitutes a meal differ greatly. Pray tell, do you enjoy the act of eating? Not if it tastes bad. But if it tastes good, of course. Intriguing. What precisely constitutes something tasting good? I surmise this means that it evokes feelings of pleasure within you. Yeah, I knew you was going to say that. I too wish I could experience this concept of taste for myself. Sadly, in my current state, such things are not possible. Perhaps you might briefly lend me your corporeal form for the experience. I promise that I will give it back once my curiosity is stated. Give me a second. Well, you cannot blame me for asking, but it is no matter. I shall take it by force. No you won't. Very unwise of you to believe that you could. Look at this, I can't even get through my full combo. I still have 2 of these stacks left. Yeah, I know, right? What a piece of shit. I love this outfit, but by God does the upskirt. Thank God I've got full fucking trousers on, eh? You have returned, and yet you wear a troubled expression. Did something amiss happen out there on your travels? I'm falling again. I need to keep my posture in check. Yeah, you'd get launched off Twitch otherwise, jeez. Wait, I'd get launched off Twitch if I did what? My brain has gone dead. I know I said something, but... Oh dear, to think their mind had already deteriorated to such an extent. I know their mental decline has progressed, and I had been worried they would eventually go mad and drift away. I had hoped the memories of a good meal could bring them back to us, but... To attempt to rob someone of their physical form like that, it would seem they were already well beyond my reach. I'm quite sorry for having forced you into such an uncomfortable position, as well as the unceremonious way in which you were treated by one of our own. Here, pray accept this as a token of my most sincere apologies. Man, I sometimes wonder the way my brain works, because like it registers stuff and then completely... Oh, you're talking about the upskirt, yeah. See, my brain, it just doesn't work sometimes. I have a question, one that can only be answered by a being of flesh and bone. Will you hear it? Thank you. Before I ask, however, I require that you learn more of my kind, lest your answers be senseless and vapid. You can come to know us through our final words, though alas, you cannot comprehend them in your corporeal form. Thus, I shall temporarily free you from your body, allowing you to perceive as we Aya do. Please indicate when you're ready to shuffle off your mortal coil. Okay. You have prepared, yes? Very well. After you have been liberated, I ask that you read 3 epitaphs returning to me. Please brace yourself, as there is the recorded evidence that this may feel weird. Well, okay. Can I mount? You cannot mount. Ooh. I grasp eternity, yet I hold only loss. If forever has an end, why is it not come? Yeah, I actually wish that these, like, you have these now. That was the wrong button. You have these. Wings, umbrellas, glasses. And it's like, why can't this be one of those items? You know, nothing, it stops you doing combat, like you get fucked if you're in it. But like, if you're in cities, you just have an item that can transform you into different, like, creatures. Like, even if just for faffing around or taking pictures, it would be so good. We fought to go beyond our star, we fought to go beyond our dimension, we fought for nothing. Yeah. With no future, we turn to the past, knowing none that have turned to our present. We are of the dead end. Yeah, so like, you know, it wouldn't achieve anything battle-wise, but I know a ton of people who would love items like this, where you could just turn into a creature for 30 minutes. You have read them, this as well. However, you have yet to look upon our most important text. Please seek it in the charming wooded area outside our home. Like, I know most certainly I'd love items like this. Even if it's just to faff around in a housing area, I feel like it would achieve so much. I don't like that you can't sprint though. That would be nice. Oh yeah, for sure. Like, even if you didn't RP it as you legitimately be, like, obviously you're not going to RP as a freaking alien, but the idea that someone could accidentally turn you into like a ghostial form and you could use like this. I wonder if I can summon a companion whilst I'm here. Yeah, look at that. I have a little baby version of me now. The price of eternity is joy, its gift ending unending sorrow. There's 2 of me. I think that is actually one of the first Fate rewards that I bought. No. The first Fate reward that I bought was this song. Into Endwalker. Like, I literally finished the story and the first thing I did was Fate farm in this area to get this song for my Orchestrion. And then I got the Wii. I was like, yeah, I need that. Because I knew the song would be from the Fate, so that's why I did that. But then, obviously, after that, I was like, I saw the menu and I was like, yeah, I need that too. Say you have read all that was left behind. Those inscriptions were written by the first of our kind, the first to know the pinnacle of enlightenment and the first to know the depths of despair. They have prepared you to answer my question. As someone bound to a corporeal form, do you think there is hope to be found in life? Of course there is hope. Fascinating. It must be precisely that spongy form which allows you to cling to the intangible unto death. How fortunate for you. That was most edifying. Creatures of flesh enjoy shiny tokens, do they not? Please, have some as thanks. Ah yes, I shall return you to your body, as it seems you are fond of it. One sec, I need to do a clearing of my throat, which means a drink. Yeah, the AI are calling you out, Grim. Exactly you. Oh, hello, forgive me, I am distracted. One would think we would have evolved beyond fear, knowing what we do, but I must confess that I am rather frightened at the prospect of losing who I am. Not in a physical sense, of course, as we Aya have transcended our corporeal forms. We do, however, feel the gradual corrosion of our mind, our memories, that which makes us, so to speak. There are ways, however, to slow this inevitable process. One such method is to come in contact with another and confirm with each other our defining qualities. Therein lies my dilemma, for you see, a friend most dear to me is missing, and I fear their absence will only quicken their own passing into nothingness. It would mean much to me if you could help me find them. Should they be so far gone as to meet you with hostility, simply subdue them and return them to me. Here, you can use this to bind their essence to retrievable form. There may yet be hope. They enjoyed taking contemplative strolls at a once scenic spot on the opposite edge of this landmass. Even if their memories fade, it is likely they may drift in that direction. I feel like I've got crap in my eye. Oh my god. Get out my eye! Nope. So this is definitely going to be a fight then. Will I actually get to do my confetti this time? Or is it going to be a little bitch and die before I can? Yeah. See, here's why I love doing side quests, and you do sometimes find out lore and shit. Well, I got the first part of my confetti off at least. Yeah, I was definitely, like, one of the big things that I'm really hoping that there's a beast tribe here, and that the way I was hoping it would be is that to unlock the beast tribe here, you would have to you'd have to do certain quests with all three of the factions, so the dragons, the Aya, and the Omicrons. And then there's a place here where in one of the side quests for one of the dungeons from this area, which is this dungeon, the Stigma Dreamscape, at the end they start a little cafe here. I'll go show you it at the end of the stream. And I was really hoping that, like, if there is a beast tribe here, it would be that, you know, it's all three of these people combining to make like a civilization between themselves and moving forward. I have searched throughout the abode, but my companion is nowhere to be found. I wonder if it's too late. The poor thing, to think they were so far gone. Still, I am glad that you were able to find them. This will now allow me to absorb what remains of their mind into my own. There is no cause for alarm. The procedure should have negligible effects on my faculties. If my friend can no longer recognize me, I have no choice but to become host for the memories they themselves can no longer recall. These visions, yes, these are my friend's memories. They have grown faint with the loss of their owner's identity, but they have not yet dissipated completely. And what's this? They still have memories of me. Dim as they are, they now serve to remind me of who I, myself, once was. And yet, as the memories come together, the identity that is Boff Bok begins to flicker and waver. Yes, I must speak the final words that will become my epitaph while I am able. Fortunately, there is someone here who will remember them for me. In my final moments, I must define myself. I would call myself a realist, others would call me a coward. Which am I to believe as I become one with the void? And in the end, does it matter? Yes, that should do. That said, I feel most peculiar. I am not of one mind now, but two. In truth, I am not even sure those words I recited were my own. All I know is that these words reflect the me that exists now, for I, standing before you, did recite them. And even if one day my identity should dissipate, these words will remain with you as a vestige of what I once was. That is of some comfort to me, for no one should be forgotten, even if they forget themselves. I hope your own memories will live on long within you, and within those who have shared this existence with you. The ear are cool. As I was saying earlier, I really hope that, like, after the expansion, like a few expansions down the line, something like lingers in the universe again. Like, a lot of people I know don't want us to. Like, a lot of people are happy with the idea that we could never go out into the universe. Like, they just want to stay on a Ferris. And, like, yes, for the next few expansions, I most certainly do. Like, we've had enough, like, you know, going to other worlds and shit like that. Like, we definitely need some time back on our planet. But not forever. I would like to come out to the universe again and have things kicking off and these races all now doing stuff. Last quest, or quest line, depending on which it is. I thought it was a quest line, but I can see now that they decided to not make that a thing in this area because there's frickin' pictures of knees. This unit has received orders from Stigma 1 to patrol Base Omicron. Review of these orders indicate they supersede any other incoming directives. No exit condition has been specified, however scan of the area surrounding current coordinates shows no enemy factions are present. This unit thus questions the value of endlessly looping its patrol protocol. Analysing potential outcomes of repetitive movement. Cross-reference of Omicron schematics suggests current behavioural pattern has an 86% chance of negatively impacting future mobility. This unit requests suggestions for supplemental motions that do not conflict with the current orders. Try singing whilst you patrol. Reviewing motion database. This unit is not equipped with the functionality to adjust its inflection whilst transmitting audible data. Issuing alternative proposal. Move this unit's appendages in time with extrapolated rhythms from said singing. Verifying information. Proposed movements identified as dancing. Initial analysis suggests these motions may facilitate a diagnostics check of this unit's joint modules and posture calibration systems. Yeah. Shame you can't have it normally, eh, Grim? Attempting insufficient reference data. This unit requires a visual of dancing to analyze and simulate accordingly. Movement patterns identified. Review of this unit's memory confirms that no data previously existed for the displayed motions. Simulation difficulty undetermined. However, analysis suggests the proposed movements serve no practical purpose and do not conflict with current orders. Proposal meets parameters of initial requests. Preparing to gyrate joint modules. Prior to execution, this unit requests confirmation that gyration can be activated alongside other units. Oh, let me just stretch out my legs. Readjust my form. My legs cracked and Someone putting their points to good use. Last few streams, no one's done any fucking redemptions. Sorry if that came through the mic quite loudly on me drinking. Processing response. Tentative approval detected. Issuing rendezvous order to subordinate Omicron guards near current coordinates. This unit requests you stand by outside the base. Jesus Christ. Well, that was certainly a dance. Transmission of visual data is complete, though potential to accurately reconstruct the proposed motions may be limited by range of movement. This unit requests that you observe and evaluate replication of motion data. Dancing war machines. I most certainly didn't expect that. Well, this is going to be a fucking dance at some point. Come on. This is why there should be Beast Tribe quests here. Because this is clearly a fucking dance that you should be able to get. You could name the Chocobo. You could indeed. I think it's still currently going by the name that Pheasant made it. Reviewing performance. Analysis suggests that difficulty of dancing greatly exceeded expected values. Further analysis indicates potential application of said motions as combat maneuvers. That one's kicking me. I love silly little side quests like this sometimes. Am I gonna watch him move the whole fucking extent of the way? Look at how happy Shout looks. But then she's got machines dancing. No exit condition has been specified. This unit requests orders to free itself from gyration loop. Fucking dancing robots. Termination order confirmed. This unit thanks you for your swift action and requests further performance appraisal. I liked how you spun around. Recording feedback. Reconfiguring emotional state to grateful. This unit appreciates your invaluable input and will incorporate received feedback into future programs. Returning to base Omicron. These two still dancing. Brilliant. Yeah, you can do. You have the points to do. It only lasts for this stream up, or is it 24 hours? I think it's 24 hours. There's no point in doing it now, Grim, because the stream is literally almost done. Oh, okay. Too late! Accuracy of simulation estimated 42.3%. Further review of motion data required. Diagnostic check of joint modules and posture calibration systems indicate favourable outcomes. This unit detects value in augmenting current orders with new challenges. Future protocols will incorporate gyration loops with appropriate exit conditions. Reinitiating gratitude protocol. This unit thanks you for proving useful data. You are requested to observe Omicron's improved dancing at unspecified future time. Await further instruction. So I bet it would be very nice if I just randomly came across them just dancing now. Right, that is the area done. That is all side quests in here done. So we're going to move up to the thingy that I told you I'd show you. Yeah, true, true. Right, actually first, before I show you this place, let me just quickly show you this place over here. And then I'll show you the cafe, and then we'll talk shop about what's going on with the channel now. So this is an area in this area, one I'm sure you didn't expect. God damn it, my camera. Oh god, oh no, what have I done? There we go. This is an area one I'm sure you wouldn't expect in an area like this. Nice little flower field. And then, as I said, there's a little cafe just over here with these things. But yes, so that's all of this stream. However, I said I'd talk quickly at the end about what's going on with the channel. It might just be to you, but obviously YouTube later down the line. Obviously this is the end of the series, the Stories of the Realm series. There will be no more for 1.5 years maybe, given that I'll be serving oil, yeah. But given that there's going to be no more, you know, huge side quest things in any area, I might do some of the side quest stuff that is like when it comes out, like Hildebrand and Tatari's Grand Adventure schemes and that lot, but I don't know. Upcoming for the channel will be 6.2 when that drops. I will be hopefully doing that, obviously. Raiding when I get around to that again. Stray comes out at some time next month. I'm hoping to grab that and stream that. Saints Row comes out in a couple of months. I'm hoping to stream that. I'm actually going to be looking into getting the podcast back up and started, because I've neglected that for, I think, 4 months without a podcast now. I want the next one to be a Realm Revisited, however, so I have to sort some stuff out with Slandy and Logix and get them to do certain stuff, and then we will be trying to set that up with guests. Probably more than one, but if not, Devin will most definitely be there, considering he's, you know, permanently a guest of that series. I will be trying to do Catherine at some point and finish that off. As everyone knows, we were doing Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, but that kind of fell out the loop. So we'll see about getting that done. I do want to do more Final Fantasy 14 content, truth be told. Like, that was originally what I wanted to do, and it got to a point where I didn't know what to do. And so I started feeling like I had to stream stuff that other people wanted to see, and the truth is I need to stream stuff that I'm enjoying doing, and that is the way me, Logix and Slandy have decided to take the channel going forward. We don't want to stream stuff that we're not going to enjoy, because it becomes a chore. It feels like we don't want to do it, and that's why we burnt out so hard on streaming anything. And as you know, the channel died for a bit because I just didn't want to do half of the stuff I had planned. I just was not into doing, and it just felt like a chore every week, which is why we're not scheduling as much as we used to, is because that is something we wanted to do, but especially whilst we're not actually making a big deal of money off the channel. In fact, we've made barely any money. We don't want to burn ourselves out on the channel, so we'd rather just do what we want to do, and I think that's fair for that. Other than that, I don't really know what else there is I want to do with the channel for the year. Obviously I'll do patch content, and as I say, I want to do more Final Fantasy 14 content, so I will be looking into what I want to do with that, because obviously I don't want to be just doing stuff that no one's going to give a shit about. Like, I still want to do stuff that looks enjoyable to watch. Like, it's not just about doing what I want to do, it's about doing what I want to do that is also enjoyable for us to watch. But that's pretty much the talk of the channel. Otherwise, we got this done in, like, yes, slap stream elements. Do it, Grim. other than that, I don't really think there's much more to talk about with the channel. I'm always looking to try and improve the channel and do what I can. It was a small detail, but recently we added posture check to the channel points. I thought that was a nice change. But we are always trying to look at what we can do to elevate the channel, and I will be continuing going on. Definitely this way of handling this channel has been much more enjoyable for me, and I'm hoping to keep it going in the future. I have no intentions to end the channel anytime soon. So yes, I did burn out, and yes, I finished the first series that I've done since coming back from the burnout, but I still have plans. There's still plans for the channel, and I will keep doing stuff. So stay tuned to see what there is. And I haven't said this in a long while, but if you haven't already, please follow the Twitch channel. If you're watching over on YouTube, please like, comment, follow this channel, just subscribe to the channel, and go over to Twitch and follow there. That's where we do most of the content. We have a Discord. I will be putting the links to everything in the chat. If you haven't already, you can just follow them. It will be under the video if you're on YouTube later. But yes, other than that, everyone have a good day. I don't know when I will be streaming next. Give me a second, I've lost my controller and that's why I need to end stream. But yeah, I don't know when I'll be streaming next because I don't know what I want to do next. So, but I will be getting some more stuff out hopefully soon. So, have a good evening, have a good day, and see you later.